G'day everyone, Darkville here. We're going to have a look at a game on Shattered Temple. It's going to be a bit of fun, as you can see in the chat there. This is going to be another game from PSW Luxury, from Passion Shall Win Clan. Luxury, of course, in the recent game that I put up, having a little go at the one and only Nestea and doing a great job there. As we can see, his opponent is going to be Lenok for you, who is down the opposite side of the map. Luxury just saying, dude, you won MLG. You're pretty cool. I hope you don't do that crazy hatch cancel stuff against me, because I'm totally scared, mate. But yeah, I don't know what he really said, but whatever. Let's just go with that. This map, of course, is really nice for a little bit of Forge Fast Expand. You can do it a couple of ways. You can do it the way that Luxury is about to do it here, with what I assume will be this like long version where you go back this way with the buildings. It's kind of weird. I'm still not sure whether I like it, but we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, Lenok is getting a very, very early pull there. He's picking that up at around about, that must have been, what, about an 8 or something like that. Not actually sure. Let's have a look at the nameplate so we can see where the supply is at. But scouting out that pool very quickly there. Good work there by Luxury to get inside and actually have a quick look. Tasering that spawning pool, but it's not going to do too much, especially if if there is no one inside the pool. Make sure you don't drop electrical devices in a pool. Don't be crazy. But he's going to just poke around and keep an eye on how many lings come out. That'll be a big factor here, and we can see from the eggs that have just popped up that it is going to be 6 lings, and they're going to head across the map as soon as possible. One thing that you can do if you're a little bit tricksy is to actually build 3 drones at that time. It can really freak out a Protoss if you do something like that. Don't see too many people do it, because you're still sort of set back anyway, because you built the pool very early. But it looks as if because of that early scouting there and going crossbar straight away, which I think is always the best decision on this map, is that Luxury is now going to be well in position to defend this. In fact, because of the way he's going to wall, the Lings are not going to be able to run around this cannon, because there is going to be so much area for them to get past, meaning that the cannon is going to have a lot of time to shoot. In fact, Luxury even bringing down a few probes just in case. In fact, just about every single probe. That was a little bit perhaps unnecessary, but blocking off this little position here with the probe is always very good. Put it on stop, and the Lings won't be able to get past, but the cannon is completed in time, so this attack is not going to do anything at all. In fact, wow, Lenok going very, very heavy on those Lings, trying to get past the cannon. He is going to be able to deny this Nexus from getting up. I would think that this gateway is actually maybe in position. I think that actually blocks off the Nexus, so he'll need to cancel this. Yeah, there he goes. Alright, putting down a cybernetic score instead. That's going to get built right now, and I'm pretty sure that's slightly smaller, and that should let the Nexus fit in there. But Luxury is going to have to wait until this extra cannon is done, because there are so many Lings that are trying to hit up this position here for Lenok, so Lenok's not going to let this go to get constructed undefended. So whilst that's caused a bit of a problem here for Luxury, he's actually able to cancel that, put that in a better position, and now he's not going to have the obstructed assimilator there. So we can see that Lenok has actually just gotten this Overlord all the way across the map here, going to scan out that there are 2 cannons there, sees that the wall is really nicely positioned here for Luxury, so he's not going to have too much trouble in fending off those Ling attacks. Meanwhile, the Lings back on Lenok's side of the map have started knocking over those destructible rocks. He's going to try and get that up and running, so he can probably get a fast third. We'll see if he actually takes the gold. I would love it if he did. Put him in a nice position. However, he's still going to need to catch up quite a bit, because he's obviously spent a little bit of his time getting that spawning pool up quickly, spending a lot of money on all of these Lings that he got out. So we'll see how Lenok's going to play the rest of this game. The hatchery, the Nat, is just about done. Harvest is sitting in an interesting spot. We've got Luxury actually just down at 21, so he's just trying to catch up at the moment, probably chrono boosting away at that Nexus. He is indeed. In fact, he has a lot of chrono boost saved up, as we can see here, so he's going to be able to continue to produce a lot of these of the probes. In fact, now with the secondary Nexus up, he's going to be able to get 2 at a time, of course, which is a lot of fun. Lenok, meanwhile, is going to get started. He's got a Queen down here at the natural. The Queen at the main base is always going to help out, of course. He's started spreading creep as well, which is always great to see. He's going to have a nice little connection of the creep down to his natural expansion here, and in fact, it looks as if Leenock is going to head across and take down these rocks as well. He hates all rocks. He's like some sort of crazy worm thing that eats through rocks. I don't know, I can't think of anything, but it looks as if he may try and expand to one of these positions. I'd say it's really dependent on how he wants to play. If you want to go a little bit more risky, he'd want to take this base, which does provide the economic bonus from the gold, of course, but if he wants to play a little bit safer, taking this one will be quite nice. Now, the problem that he's going to have is that there is a Stargate out now for Luxury, so Luxury is going to be well in position to attack that third base down in the bottom right corner. And we'll see if he does get that Void Ray started. Yes, he goes. He's going to get that on the way right now. It's third and fourth gas just starting now for Luxury as well. Going to get harvesting on those. The probe count is looking still quite nice for Luxury. He's not in the lead, but he's still keeping up with Leenock as far as probes go. But as soon as I say that, Leenock jumps up to 43 probes, so 43 drones. So he's going to really start getting drone heavy right about now, and he's probably going to get that third base started up pretty soon. Lair is on the way as well, so he's going to be able to get some more tech up and running. Just speaking of tech, the only things we've really got here for Leenock are this Evo chamber and pretty much the spawning pool, so that's about all. We'll probably see either some roach. I'd probably say it's going to be a roach warren, but we'll see what happens. Still droning up at the moment here. Going to have so many drones once this next round is done. Another 5 are on the way. The Void Ray is going to have something to say about the third base, which is just being constructed now in the bottom right hand corner. So and Leenock just taking a peek inside the base just to see exactly what is going on. He did see that there are 3 gates coming along here from Luxury, so Luxury is probably going to try and hit up some sort of timing perhaps once he gets those gates up and running. We'll see exactly what happens, but a Phoenix is on the way, which is going to help out with the Void Ray, which is just down in the bottom right corner, denying this third base, and just sort of waiting to see if Luxury puts down a couple more gates. It does. No, he's going for a Twilight Council. Okay, so we're probably going to see, I would say it's going to be something along the lines of some Blink Stalkers perhaps, but we're still getting another 2 Phoenix. In fact, he's queued them up. Not often you see players queue up the Phoenix like that. He's going to have a total of 3 once these extra 2 come out. We've already got 1 on the map, just scouting around, just having a poke around to see exactly what is up. Sees a Spore Crawler along with that infestation pit as well, so Leenock's going to hit up those infestors as soon as he can. The infestation pit is just researching pathogen glands. It's around about 3/4 done, so this is about the time when you want to get those infestors started. The perfect timing there is around about, I'm pretty sure when it's about 1/3 done on pathogen glands. Don't quote me on that, I'm not a total Zerg expert, but once that gets to that point, that's when you can start your infestors, and the fungal growth will finish just before. There you go, timed out beautifully there by Leenock, and the infestors will just pop up now with fungal growth available. So it's a cool little way to utilize your upgrades there. And just having a look here at Leenock, just poking inside, he's just trying to see exactly what is going on here for Luxury. He still doesn't know exactly what is up, doesn't know about these extra gates that are being built here. In fact, a robo facility going down as well. Blink is on the way. Phoenix is still in production at the moment. He's got another one on the way. We're going to have a total of around about 7 gates here from Luxury. He did use a similar tactic to this in the previous Nest T game. Make sure you have a look at that one. That was a lot of fun to watch, but the Spire is now on the way for Leenock, so he will be able to get some Mutalisks out to help defend against the Phoenix, or perhaps he can have a little push. But looks as if Leenock going for that Infested Terran attack, trying to get past the Infested Terrans, doing a great amount of damage there, taking down some of the buildings and the units there. The Forge was taken out, but the Infestors are going to have to retreat. The Phoenix will have a massive amount of power against these Infestors. With no burrow available, these Infestors will just get absolutely annihilated by the Phoenix, doing their massive damage once they lift up the units into the sky. Now, that has actually put Luxury in a fantastic position. He's now got these 7 gates up and running. He's going to be able to warp in quite a lot, and he'll probably get started very soon. I would not be surprised with those Lings getting getting nothing done, and pretty much the only real victory there for Leenock being the destruction of a forge. But in this particular point of the game, it's not going to really do too much, and I think, yeah, with that Observer up, the Blink now done, we're going to have a big attack coming in here from Luxury. He does have +1. Going to go with a lot of Stalkers and those Phoenix in the sky, and this is going to allow him to take care of those Lings, despite the fact that Lings actually do quite well against Stalkers when they're in a large number. He's not going to be able to do too much when there are so many other units helping out here. With a few sentries on the ground, they've got a decent amount of energy available to them, and we'll see what Leenock's going to get up to here. He's got a Spore just at the third there to protect against that. We've got a few more Infestors just up. Hydras are also here as well. The Hydras are going to do an okay job because there's no Colossus out to help deal with the Hydras. Of course, the Hydras do a huge amount of damage against Gateway forces, but with so many Stalkers available, not to mention Blink and +1, the Phoenix will also really help out in dealing with this Hydra defense here from Leenock, and we'll see what happens. Luxury just trying to push in there, not getting too far along, and he's just sort of sitting out for the moment here, an Observer just observing. Coming up for a Fungal Growth, massive Fungal Growth there from Leenock, putting that straight down there, putting another one down on this Stalker mix here. The Phoenix coming inside, lifting up the Infestors, not going to get too much done. The Hydras are just absolutely wailing away at those Phoenix there, despite some really nice force fields cutting off some of the forces of Leenock. The Hydras have taken out some of the Phoenix, and the Phoenix count has been reduced to this lowly 3. They still have a lot of energy available, so this could still go the way of Luxury. In fact, he's actually going to push straight in right now. In fact, targeting down those Infestors, picking them up with the Phoenix, and now the Hydras are left quite vulnerable with no way to reinforce, considering that the force fields are blocking off quite a lot here. In fact, Hydras coming from the side, they're going to get into the battle right now. They're probably not going to do too much. I think there is just a little bit too much here from Luxury. Leenock pulling the drones, a surefire sign that Leenock thinks he is in trouble with these Blink Stalkers now doing heaps and heaps of damage here. This is starting to get out of hand. I think with this fourth base attempt here from Leenock, that was just a little bit too greedy after his early Ling attack that he tried to pull off, and the GG is done for Leenock. So, nice little timing attack here by Luxury, utilizing Blink, utilizing his Phoenix to pick up Infestors, and just coming in at just the right time. If he'd have left it maybe a minute or two later, this could have gotten out of hand for him, considering there were a lot of reinforcements that were available to Leenock. They were just a little bit too far away. So, hope you guys enjoyed that one with our MLG Providence champion and our PSW Luxury player. If you do want to see some of your own replays cast, please feel free to send them through to duckvillelol@gmail.com. I'll have a look, and if I can, I'll get them up as soon as possible for you. Make sure you tweet me at duckvillelol, and I'll reply as soon as possible. Alright, we'll catch you guys later. Cheers.